Hey everybody, welcome back to the third episode of the third season of the third incarnation. It's the second incarnation of the Twilight Zone. But, unless you count that very first pilot episode, of the Twilight Zone as its own thing. The time element. This episode's called The Crossing. Last time we had a home run of an episode. It was just fine. The Crossing, we've had the Junction. The Crossing sounds like... Actually, you know what? It sounds like somebody crossing from life to death. But it could just be a crossing in the road. Or both. Let's get into it.
Rising Drive. That's why we've got to make as many contacts as we can. Did you talk to him?
Ooh, fancy model.
Jerry, everybody's tired, but we're too close to our goal to slow down now. Yeah, I understand that, but...
That's a lot of cigarette butts.
All I ask is that you try, okay? All right, thanks. Bye.
God wants your donations.
Father Mark Cassidy, age 42, who's about to discover one of his accounts is still open. That account is labeled guilt. And it's concealed...
What did you do in your past?
Good morning to you, Father.
Hello.
Breakfast is up. The bacon's cooked and crisp the way you like it.
Oh, thanks.
I don't really have time for breakfast, Maggie.
Everybody has time for breakfast, Father.
Could sure use a cup of that coffee.
You look like you could use a bed.
Please. We need the Foundation's participation in this drive, and I promised the bishop I'd get it. Yeah?
Why not hook up the coffee pot to an IV?
I gotta go.
You're working too hard.
You gotta take care of yourself.
You don't eat right. Keep it up. And I'll bet you 2 bones and a cup of milk you'll be the first person needing a bed when it finally opens.
2 bones and a cup of milk.
And I think you're worse than a child when it comes to taking care of your health.
It's just coffee and cigarettes. That's all he needs. And the Lord. And money. Is that for you? What are we looking at? Ooh, who's that?
School bell rang, Billy. Well, at least go in out of breath to show you made an effort.
Yeah, Billy.
Thanks, Father.
Oh, the car's gone. The weird one you were staring at. Did it crash? Did you run over somebody? Is that his guilt? Did he kill somebody with a car? And then he became a priest to make up for it? Killed a kid. And now he's trying to raise funds for that little Billy guy. No, he's a real person. I'm trying to piece all the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm just slapping them all in there. I'm not even looking at them. I'm just like, there you go. Does it look like what's on the box? I'm not even looking at the box.
Call 911!
There's been a crash, Maggie.
Father Mark!
There's been a horrible wreck, Maggie. I don't know. Whoever's in there is gone. Do you see this, Maggie?
Father Mark, what in God's name's wrong?
No, go back. There's been an accident. Call for help.
She doesn't see it.
Call for...
It's all in your mind. It's your guilt. You need sleep. And have that breakfast. Still just coffee and cigarettes. No, nice.
I remember that children's wing when it was nothing more than a dream.
Monsignor Perot. It's good to see you.
Well, Maggie called him.
Gets me out of the city, makes me feel vital. Oh, do you mind?
No, please.
No, that's all we doing here.
We don't know what you said to the Trustwell Foundation yesterday, but they've been calling all morning asking to know what they can do to participate in the building of the hospital wing.
Great.
Mark, I think we're going to reach our goals sooner than we think. Are you okay?
Yes.
He's not okay.
I guess it's just the shock of all this coming to an end.
Well, maybe none too soon. Mrs. Dugan cornered me on the way in. She thinks you've been working too hard.
I knew she'd
All
call.
right. I work hard, sure, but so do you.
But I also enjoy my time off. Mark, in the 20 years I've known you, I've yet to see you take a vacation.
There was just too much to be done around here.
Yeah.
I know. But you need a break, and I want you to take one.
A forced break, but we're at 80%. There's only 20% to go.
Well, Senior,
Look at the board.
with all due respect, I made a commitment to those children and their parents to build them this wing.
Yeah.
They're counting on me. If I'm tired, that's a small price to pay for all the good that will come of it. Please, don't ask me to stop now. Not before we're finished.
You can have a big vacation when we hit 100%.
And Father Damien looked at the leper as though he were his brother. Father Damien gave the leper something very precious. He gave him dignity. I'm not suggesting that you go out in the world and help lepers. There are countless other sacrifices you can make in your everyday life
Like what?
that will
No.
make you
Is that your
guys
wife?
Lord.
Someone you used to know?
I'll be right back.
I'm just seeing things, kids. Don't worry about it.
Wait!
You're gonna crash.
What's he running after?
He's past, kid. He's past. She's just angry that he became a priest. They were supposed to be together. I don't know.
Let's go.
No way these kids are gonna catch up to him.
Kelly!
Kelly.
Kelly!
Here come the kids.
Father Mark.
Don't just stand there, get help. Can't you see?
You're crazy.
Can't you see?
You're crazy, Father Mark. The same thing as with Maggie. He never learns. Let's hear the backstory. Did she die like literally 2 minutes from this place? Well. Oh. Context. There's the car. There's a lot of people in this picture. The last picture you took before she crashed. Maybe he witnessed it and he was too scared to try and save her. Can only do so much, you know?
When Father Mark first came to me with the idea to
Oh, there's a camera crew here.
$2 million, I confess I had my doubts.
2 million.
But, Father Mark, it is due to your undying faith and selfless devotion to the children of this community that we finally reached our goal. That from this day forward,
Oh, he's got a
it will
plaque.
be known as the Father Mark Cassidy Children's Wing.
That won't do much for his guilt. Go on vacation, Father. Far away from here.
This is a great honor. I guess I should be happy. I don't know if I deserve this.
There's refreshments for everyone down in the church basement.
Great. We're out of here.
These are lovely grounds. I'm surprised you don't make more use of them.
There's just no time.
Ironic that we can't take a little moment to ourselves every now and then. Oh, these roses are special.
They were a favorite of a friend of mine.
Ooh.
You know, the bishop is singing praises about you.
Well, please tell the bishop to reserve his praises for somebody more worthy than I.
There are very few priests, and God won't think any the less of you if you pat yourself on the back every now and then.
I'm not so sure about that.
It's hard to get around there.
No, there's still too much to be done around here.
Mark, this is not a request. The bishop has ordered you to take a leave.
You're done.
About the clothing drive and the pageant.
You're operating.
Drive yourself so hard. Others can do those things.
No, they can't.
There's something God wants me to do. Something here, right here. And I cannot leave until I find out what it is.
He raised $2 million.
What it is?
That's enough.
When you came here, St. Timothy's was on the verge of collapse. Now we got a thriving church, a school, a new hospital wing. You've built a solid foundation. Now St. Timothy's can stand on its own.
What about me? What do I do now?
God gave you a mission, and you've completed it. Trust him to show you what to do next.
Oh, but yeah, but what does that mean? He's been seeing visions of a fiery car crash from his past. What does it mean? Does he have to come to peace with it?
What do you want me to do? I live with Kelly's death every day. Why her? Why wasn't she thrown from the car instead of me? How could you let it happen to her? It wasn't fair. I saw the flames, and I was afraid.
Right.
I didn't want to die. So I ran. I know I'm not worthy of your forgiveness, but I ask your mercy. Haven't I atoned enough for what I did? Why is this happening?
Maybe some time away would help. So he's not right next to the location where she died. Here we go again. Maybe you have to run in and save her. Ghost her. Maybe you just have to move on with your life. Say goodbye to her. Oh, hey! Hey, Maggie. How about some breakfast?
Morning, Father.
Yes, it is.
You're looking extremely well this morning, Father.
Just going to talk to a ghost, Maggie. Just don't let the children see. They've already been traumatized enough. Is he getting in? Let's go. He got into a ghost car, Maggie. I know, really something, isn't it? Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. He finally atoned. He made up for her death. And, we got him. Hey, isn't it her? She loved those roses. Angel of Death over here.
Blessed are the pure in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. A message delivered from thousands of pulpits to millions of people yearning for peace, including one local parish priest whose road to peace and salvation crossed right through the
It
Twilight
ended in
Zone.
a fiery wreck, boys. A fiery death wreck. And there's only one way to interpret this episode. There's only one way. And I figured it all out. Figured the whole damn thing out. While you were talking, yabbering on about nothing. Fits all the available facts. Callie, the woman who died in a fiery wreck years and years ago, the thing that's been haunting Father, what was his name? Father Mark? For all these years, driving him to do good for the community, to raise as much money as possible. You know, he's the shining light in this whole damn place. But his guilt was driving him. his need to make it up to the people, to make it up to the world, to make it up to God. And maybe finally, maybe he finally came to terms with it. Maybe he made peace with it all. And we're, I don't know, meant to think that once he completed the Lord's mission, he was ready to move on, right? And die just like Kelly. That's not what happened. You see, Kelly had a twin sister. It's the only explanation that makes sense, you see? There's a real woman at the end at that funeral, walking off. Everybody can see her. Who put the rose on the coffin? She did. Because she's a real person. How did Father Mark die? He didn't get into a ghost car. He didn't get into an invisible car. The twin bought a replica of the car. She's been driving up to this place for the last week or two, driving Mark insane. She drives up, she makes sure he sees the car, and she drives off. Mark runs to the location of the crash in a traumatized state and relives the fiery death over and over. She's driving him crazy. And then finally, when he's crazy enough to think that she's just a ghost in his head, she waits for him, and he gets in, and I think he drives off, right? He drives off. She jumps out right at the moment he's gonna hit he's like, I'm ready to die. The twin jumps out of the car before it hits. Revenge. It was a revenge story all along. Nothing to do with the hospital, nothing to do with the church, nothing to do with Maggie. Or the cigarettes and the coffee. It was just a revenge plot by the twin sister. I don't know, you explain it. She's clearly there putting a rose on the coffin. The rose is still there. It doesn't disappear. Nobody else looks at it and thinks, oh, it's not there. When the father is running to the scene of the wreck and only he can see it, Maggie can't see it. That means it wasn't physically burning. You know, there wasn't a car burning there. Therefore, if it was the ghost car, the father can't get into the ghost car. He'd just be sitting on the pavement. He'd just be sitting there when Maggie looks over. Hey, father, what you doing on the ground? What you doing this for on the ground, father? Completely lost it. No, it was an actual real car. Drove off. The end. The end. Otherwise, if that's not how it happened, otherwise you have to... The other interpretation, the way you're supposed to interpret the episode, is just schmaltzy nonsense. I much prefer this revenge idea. It's the only one that's satisfying to me. You know? Because it's such a depressing ending. He's driving himself crazy. He's doing everything he can for this parish. And when he finally completes his mission, God's answer to him is, hey, you're gonna die. Right now. Mission accomplished. Get killed. You know? We're supposed to feel good about that? No. No. Right. That's that one down. Next episode is called The Hunters. We've had hunters before. We had Karate Man Kreese from The Karate Kid. He was a hunter. And it was a weird... That episode is just, no matter how you interpret it, it's crazy. There's role swapping. There's kind of this weird foggy nature to it. There's people who... A wife who's wife to two people. And a conspiracy to kill a husband. And it's all a big mess of a confusing warped episode. They were out shooting ducks, weren't they? So tune back in next time to see another Hunters episode. And we'll interpret it any way we see fit. The most logical way to make it all work. So come back for that. And I will see you next time.